Hello, my name is Jen. I am the Unorthodox Healer. This is a general tarot card reading. It is designed for anybody who has Libra in their chart, whether that is your sun, moon, rising or ascending sign. You might be a cross watcher, you might have just stumbled upon this video and you're not even a Libra. However you've come to this, then you're very welcome. Thank you for tuning in. And maybe it means that you're drawn to this for a reason, and you should stick with me and see what the cards want to tell you. This might resonate with some of you. If it doesn't, and particularly if you were born at night time in the dark, you should find out what your moon sign is and try those readings instead, because sometimes they resonate more than our sun sign, which is, you know, astrologically our star sign. As it's sort of more commonly known. So this has been recorded in the start of February. We've just had a full moon, we've just had a new moon, and we've just had Imbolc, which is typically a pagan festival which celebrates the Celtic goddess St. Bridget. It's also the part way in the Northern Hemisphere between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So this is absolutely a time to be manifesting. You need to be looking forward to the future and looking at what you want for your life, particularly not only in this next moon cycle, but also in the next 20 years. Venus and Jupiter are also playing really key parts in our lives astrologically at the moment. You might be feeling really sort of dynamic because some of the planets have been retrograde, which means they've sort of been moving backwards. So the energy has been stalled. But now, because these planets are starting to move forwards again, and I think that also we are feeling, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere, that the days are getting a little bit longer and lighter, and we're starting to see, particularly here, I'm in southern Scotland, that we have beautiful snowdrops which are coming out at the moment, and some of our very early spring flowers. And I do apologise for the camera as well, because I am lucky enough to have beautiful sunshine here today. But it's kind of throwing odd shadows across the table for me at the moment. So again, hopefully you will still be able to see this in the cards that we are getting. So this pack isn't being overly helpful today. It's a pack that I haven't used for tarot readings in the past, but we shall see how we get on with it. I tend not to read reversals, and I only take cards that jump out at me. It's not that I don't trust myself, but I prefer to leave it up to the universe to pick my cards for me. So that was upside down, as was the Ten of Wands, and I think I'm going to leave that one upside down. So I'm just going to move this. The underlying energy that we have, these cards are very busy. Excuse me for having a rearrange. These are quite slippery cards, so I'm going to put that Libra underneath there. And the underlying energy that we have is the Page of Pentacles. It says, when life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. This is a witch deck, and it's a really beautiful one. I had started off with their oracle cards, and this is a new tarot deck which has just come out by the same artist, and it's really beautiful. It's quite light-hearted. And I hope that you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So the underlying energy is the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, Pentacles are about things that you have in your life. It can be wealth, it can be physical health, it can be actual wealth, it can be emotional wealth. So the Page of Pentacles is saying, when life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. There is something coming to you. Pages are about about a message coming. And if now at the moment you think that you are in a situation where you aren't able to make enchanted lemonade, think again. You are really the master of your own future, and nobody can change your life for you. You can only do that yourself. And by doing so, you have to know what you want and why you want it. And I think that a lot of us do struggle with wanting to know what our purpose might be, why we're here. Some people might just think, that they're here to have children and to reproduce, and that is sort of their legacy. But do you ever think that there's something more there? Rather than just making normal lemonade with the lemons that you're given, why aren't you making enchanted lemonade? Why aren't you reaching for that thing, that point in your life, or that opportunity, or that thing that you want in your life to, why aren't you reaching for it? Even if we're having a bad time, Libra, everything is a learning opportunity. The old adage, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, it is true. Everything that we have happened to us in our lives is something that we need to learn from. And we also need to move away from it at the same time, because dwelling in the past makes us pessimistic, makes us afraid to step out and live and do the things that we want to be and we should be doing with our lives. Life is very short, life is very precious, and we really have no time to waste. Now that we're in the age of Aquarius, and Pluto is in Aquarius, the Sun is in Aquarius, and the new moon was also in Aquarius. Aquarius is about change and being dynamic and inventive and having and putting together exciting opportunities. And Pluto is in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So you have to be, I cannot stress this strongly enough, Libra, that you have to be starting to manifest now how you want your life to be for the next 20 years, particularly now because the Sun and so many big planets are in Aquarius. It's really important. Now, the cards that we have here are 12, the Patient Witch, the 7 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands upside down, the 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. Now, the Patient Witch is about, in the typical Rider-Waite-Smith tarot system, this is the Hanged Man. It says, learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. I was only having a chat with somebody a few minutes ago about how we have such busy lifestyles these days that how many people do actually stop and listen and take in the environment around them, what's actually happening. How many people who have started to watch this will actually get to the end of the reading? We are very impatient these days. How many of us are running around? We've got, we've got to pick the children up. We're going to the gym. We've got to get shopping in. We've got work. We work too hard. We perhaps work more hours than we should, or we're contracted, or we're paid to do. We've got to go and, see our parents or people that we, friends. We spread ourselves too thinly now, and this is saying, stop. Take some time for yourself. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. Sometimes we don't like sitting still and having nothing to do. Nothing to do in inverted commas, because there's always something to do. You can be meditating, you can be reading, you can just be contemplating what you want in your life and dealing with the things which perhaps in our minds we would prefer not to deal with. So some of us don't feel comfortable in just doing nothing. And we're also in a situation today where society expects us to just be on the go all the time. The art of doing nothing is a real art. What do they call it? The art of stillness, I think. If you look on YouTube, there are some beautiful YouTube channelers who have videos of them just wandering around a forest doing nothing, again in inverted commas, but what they're doing is they are feeding their souls. And you need to be doing this. The universe is telling you to be patient, to be sitting there, and to not only, when you are patient and you do sit still, that you should be comfortable with the things that come into your head whilst you sit still. The Hanged Man, which is what this card represents, is about seeing things from another perspective, taking the time to see the world around you, how sometimes you don't get the time to see it as it really is because you're too busy rushing around not being able to appreciate the beauty of things. I was saying earlier on about how the sun is out here and there's a blue sky, there's a few clouds, but I'm incredibly lucky that I live very rurally and you can hear the birds and I have a beautiful view from where I'm sat. Many people are not as lucky as me. So it's almost like we have to train our brains sometime to see the beauty in something. I have a friend who is a proper sort of townie and isn't used to sort of being in a rural environment, and they come here and they're starting to say, goodness, this is really changing my opinion on how I see my world and what I want for myself. They're so busy in doing their day-to-day routine that now their mind is opening because they're spending some time in peace and solitude. And I think that's what you need to do here. The Seven of Pentacles is next, and it says, nurture what you have and see how it grows and grows. The Seven of Pentacles is a card where this is sort of an interesting lemon analogy by an amazing tarot reader on YouTube called Chris Reck, and he says the Seven of Pentacles is the juice worth the squeeze? Again, a really interesting analogy, considering that the Page of Pentacles here, the underlying energy is about lemonades and about making special lemonade when the chips are down. I seem to be doing sort of food analogies today, don't I? Seven of Pentacles, you're putting the hard work in, but stick with it. Stick with it because although you might feel as though you're in a difficult situation at the moment and you're being dealt lemons, if you stick with it and you persevere, you will start making enchanted lemonade. Do not get disheartened or downhearted with this, because your hard work will pay off. The next card we have is the Ten of Wands. It says, why make things so much more difficult than they need to be? Now, this card's upside down, which means to me that you are clearing out some things in your life which are just blocking your ability to sit still. This might also be a card which is saying that you will not, because the next card is the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is a really beautiful card. As it says, okay, but sometimes it really is all rainbows and smiles. So you're thinking that perhaps you're having a worse time than you are. The way to be able to sit still and be comfortable with that is by getting rid of some of the things, as I'd said, which is keeping you so busy and so active, and your mind so busy and active as well, because that is not serving you. So this is telling you that once you stop doing that and you free yourself from some of these ties and these worries or these things which are keeping you so busy in your life, that you will find happiness. That whatever this is that you're nurturing, and this enchanted lemonade that you're wanting to create out of this bad situation, just free up some of your time, because you need to nurture whatever this enchanted lemonade is in your life. Be less busy, be more still. What's the, I can't, is it from Pretty Woman? It's a Julia Roberts film, and I think she says we can be still like lettuce or something. I've probably just completely ruined that quote, but it's a beautiful line in the film. If somebody wants to tell me in the comments as to what that film actually is, I would be really grateful, and actually what the quote is. Is it lie like lettuce? I can't remember. But you need to clear your life out and be less busy, because you need to take time. You need to nurture this lemonade that you're growing, and then the happiness is going to come. Now, part of clearing this out, some of these things that you're busy, you're not going to please everybody. You can't be all things to all people, and you have to look after yourself. As much as we love to think that we have people that kind of, you know, we're needed and we're irreplaceable, it's not true. People will take from us as much as we will let them take. And the Five of Swords, at least the last card, and it says, you can't be right all of the time. By clearing out some of this busyness in your life to let you nurture whatever this is that you should and are needing to nurture to get to this beautiful, happy 10 of Cups situation, you're going to annoy some people, or you're going to feel like you're letting people down. But you need to be walking away from some things. This also maybe goes back to Pluto being in Aquarius for the next 20 years. Get rid of things which aren't serving you. If they are not making you happy, you need to get rid of them. And if that means that you're going to upset some people, you need to do it. I love the Dalmatian here, because dogs are very loyal, and you will absolutely find out in this situation who is loyal to you, who are your true friends, because they will understand if you say, well, I can only see you once a week instead of 3 times a week, because they will know that you have other things, that you need to look after yourself. The ones that do walk away, they weren't worth it in the first place. Perhaps they were just taking your energy and not being an actual really good, useful energy and ally in your life, and that they were not serving a purpose anymore. I'm going to just do a couple of, there's some Sacred Traveller Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. I just want to do a couple of cards for Libra, just to round this reading out. If it's going to give me any. If it's not going to give me any, thank you very much. So it's given me quite a few cards here, but let's see what we have. Perhaps they're going to fit beautifully under these. So, navigating by the stars, impasse, great adventure. See, I love the universe. It just gives you exactly the right number of cards. Navigating by the stars, you see, follow your bliss. Follow what you need to make the enchanted lemonade. By stopping and sitting still, you will learn as to what your bliss is, and then you will be able to get what it is that you want. You might also be so busy that you don't realise what it is that you want. Reflect and redirect your energy. Reflect on how far you've come here, what the work that you've put in. If you feel like you need to redirect your energy, then do it. But I think that this is redirecting your energy into this project rather than away from it. That you need to be making sure that there are things here in this Ten of Wands where you stop giving your energy away to things that aren't serving you. The next one here is great adventure. It says, take a risk, venture forward. And this is absolutely about what you need to do. Take a risk on cutting out some of these things in your life. And by doing that, you will move forward to the Ten of Cups. Embracing enthusiasm is lovely because it says, shout to the heavens with happiness. This Ten of Cups card is one of the happiest cards in the deck. So enjoy it. Shout to the heavens when you get to this point and make the most of the time that this happens, because sometimes this is fleeting. And the last card is crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending and releasing. These are just such beautiful cards matched with the original ones that we have. You're crossing a bridge. You're crossing a bridge away from the people who aren't serving you, who you have given lots of your energy to, and you're moving away from them. Perhaps they're moving out of your life because you're just not giving them as much attention as they did. And it says it's time for healing, connecting, mending and releasing. And that's absolutely what you're going to do, because when you cross this bridge and you cross away from the energies that aren't serving you and into this new energy where you're looking after yourself and giving yourself more time to nurture the things that you want in the next 20 years, how you want your life to be, you're going to heal and new energy will come to you. If you feel alone after all of this has happened, by doing this, you will create new energy and new people who are aligned to your energy and your beliefs and the things that you want for yourself in the future. They will come into your life too. We give out what we get back what we give out. If you give out positive energy, you will attract people with positive energy and positive things into your life. If you're negative, you're pessimistic, you give it out and that's what you get back. So by clearing out this clutter, you will start to be this happy person, this Ten of Cups, and you will bring that back into your life. And that's when the enchanted lemonade will come. I apologise that there's been some rescue dog snoring in the background. She's a wee old rescue dog. She's my muse and I love her to bits, but she is really noisy. If you were a squishy faced bulldog, then you'd probably snore like that as well. So I hope it hasn't detracted from the reading. Libra, if this has resonated, I would love it if you would leave a comment and like, and also subscribe if you haven't done already. I'm trying to grow my channel and your support means the world to me. It spurs me on. Reading the comments just lights up my day. So thank you, Libra. If you've got to the end of this reading, well done. And I will speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye.